The farm's outside our window.
Here we are on the farm. These are, what are these? They're wonderful.
Doesn't it look like amazing and kind of, you don't really know what's going on? All these are photos. These are actually all Mark's photos, which I think are just gorgeous, but they're actually blown up and put onto glass with a transparent sticker, basically. How easy is that?
It is easy.
And you know what, this is great. So like this one over here we have, and it's hanging as wall art. You basically get the color of the wall sort of showing through. If I can, let me put
you get the color of the wall.
So this is not opaque. So if you look.
Oh my goodness.
Right, so it's great for tying in a piece to the room because you're always going to get your room color and your wall color coming through.
Well, I have to tell you, the effect that it has here, it looks like that's a window and we are looking out at that's what's outside our house. I mean, it's...
Speaking of windows, that's another great use for it. It's not just doing it like this, but let's say this was our real window. If you have one of those windows that, you know, you're in New York and it's looking out onto like the building, or when you have a shower and it looks out, the little window in the shower that looks out onto the neighbors, and so you have the curtain that gets all wet. One of these on that, you'll still get the light through, but you'll maintain your privacy.
Love that. Okay. So show us, how many frames did you do that?
Well, okay, so there are two different processes here. First, well, you start off the same way. You get your photo, and you're going to want to measure your window, and you're going to size your photo and crop it so it's the same proportions as your window. So 3 by 5, and if that blows your mind, because you're giving me that look.
I want to know how to do. I'm fascinated by it. Okay.
You can actually bring it to your print shop, to Kinko's or whatever, and say, I needed to fit a window that is 18 by 24, and they can just crop it there for you.
Yeah, because not many people have like the facility to do it at their own home.
Kinko's, and it varies by print shop, but I had these done at Kinko's, and it's $10 a square foot.
Okay.
So this is 3 feet, so this is going to cost $30 to do, so not bad. And what you want to do is ask them to print it on a transparent vinyl decal.
Okay.
It's basically a huge sticker.
Okay, it's a sticker. Okay.
Right. And they have stickers that both have adhesive on them and ones that don't, that just stick with static electricity. So if it's a temporary thing, just get it with the sort of static electricity. If you want it permanent, get the actual adhesive.
Now, I assume that you can have all of this information on our Facebook page, so you walk everybody through it so they'll know exactly how
you know what to say when you walk into your Kinko's. You say, I want that thing that Ken did with Christina. They won't know. They won't know.
You have to know.
So check out the page. So you get it, and then you're going to basically get your print. It's going to be like this. It's going to be one big print. This print is obviously for this window.
Okay, well, earlier today we shot some video preparing this, so
what gets tricky is if you've got a window like this, if you've got actually what's, with the individual panes, what you do is you take this home, and then I'll show you what you do next.
Okay, let's roll that video.
So here I have the barn one, set this gorgeous vintage 30-inch window, 30-pane window. And what I did was I measured from the back each individual pane, which was 8 1/4 inches by 8 1/4 inches. So what you then go is you get your big old yardstick, measure 8 1/4, 8 1/4, 8 1/4. You don't need to subtract the little inch in between. That would drive you crazy. So if you've measured for your full window, once you do your squares, you're gonna have a couple of inches left over, like that little 2 inches on the side. Draw your grid, connect all your lines, and then cut it out with a utility knife. So instead of having one big picture, what you're gonna have is 30 little small ones. But there you go.
I see.
Bingo.
Oh my gosh, how cute is that? What'd you stick it on with?
Well, I'm gonna show you that.
Okay.
So one other thing you need to know is if you're gonna mount the picture on the inside of the window or the outside. In almost all cases, you're gonna wanna mount it on the inside. So just tell the printer that, because that's if they put the glue on the back side or on the front side. If you're doing it for your shower window, you want to mount it on the outside.
Okay.
So.
All right.
So what you're gonna do is, this is basically one big sticker.
Is it like contact paper? Is it going to get like
But see, this is the static electricity. There's actually no real stickiness there.
Oh, all right.
And then pull off that, and then before you pull off the whole thing, roll it over like this, line it up on that edge. Okay. It's like, when you put your shelving paper in your kitchen drawers.
Right. Okay.
You do that, right?
Huh? Yes. No, I do. No, I'm just fascinated with this. Okay, so do you need something to stick it?
And then you're going to...
Do you need to roll it? Okay.
And because this doesn't have the actual adhesive, if you don't get it right the first time,
you can lift it up. It's
exactly.
Not like contact paper. That contact paper drives me.
I know, that drives me. And then the trick is you get your ATM card or your driver's license, and then you just scoochie out
All the little bumps.
Your air bubbles.
Yeah, the little air bubblies. This is fantastic.
Yeah,
I
and
love
you don't,
it.
you know, and you could do this with like family photos, with, you know, I could see a whole range of these smaller with the different family photos on them. It's a new fun way.
And it comes right out. The
And it
little
comes right
bubbles come
off. So when you decide you're sick of your in-laws or something like that, there you go.
So Mark, you want to come? Look what we did to your photo.
I've been looking. I left a photography book, and I was trying to find.
We used your picture. We used
my boat.
Got a little wrinkle there, but
Okay.
you can see.
We have to get the wrinkles out of the. Oh, look.
We'll get the wrinkles out. See how pretty that is?
Oh, I bet you this looks amazing when light comes through.
Exactly. Hanging that up on a clear picture
Yeah.
window, or
Yeah.
you can put it right on your window, which would be the really great way to do it.
Look at that.
That's
That brings
really
back
lovely.
memories too. That was taking. It's hard to see with the thing behind
Put
it.
it behind the.
So put it over here?
Can we just take the
Let's come
picture over there? You guys can follow us. Okay.
Sure.
Look how nice. Oh,
Yeah, so
look.
it's coming
You can see.
through.
You can see with light coming through.
Especially you're
Yeah.
creating stained glass.
Yeah.
You just use
Yeah.
you know, any snapshot you can use. Also just make sure it's high enough resolution when you bring it so that when it doesn't
Right.
pixelate. When
They
you
usually ask that resolution in DP. It's called DPI, dots per inch.
There you
so
go.
if someone says, I need a high res. And high res usually is about anywhere from 240, 220 to 300 DPI.
Got it.
Is what you want to go with. But typical stuff off the internet is like 72 DPI, just so you know. So
Yeah,
there you
and
go.
all that stuff you can ask the printer.
Yeah, the printer will ask for it, but some people will be like, what does that mean? What does that mean? So.
For all the details, you could go to our Pinterest page at pinterest.com/Home and Family TV.